start the game out. He did not practice on Friday. That's a very important day for quarterbacks. You can see right here, it almost looks like he tried to predetermine to get that ball in there to Chad Johnson. A great job by Anthony Henry, baiting him into that throw and making the play and then getting it back to inside the 10-yard line. Cleveland needs to cash in on this opportunity to take control.
Fourth interception of the season for Henry. And now Cincinnati in trouble trying to hold the Browns out. Holcomb rolling out on first down, throws end zone. Touchdown! Steve Hayden, the tight end. Holcomb hasn't played in nearly a year as a starter. First pass, he finds Hayden for 6.
He found Hayden for 6, and I'll tell you, he got away with one there. In my opinion, this throw was a little bit late. Hayden came open. You can see him crossing the screen. He's open in the back of the end zone, but Kelly didn't see him until later. Fortunately, he put it in the right spot. Hayden came back, made a nice adjustment on the football, and Cleveland's in control less than a minute into this ball game.
Extra point on its way. Dawson the kick. 19 of 19 on point after attempts. Hayden brings it in. And Cleveland by 7. The interception by Henry set up the touchdown to Hayden. 7-0. One play, they go 7 yards, 8 seconds off the clock.
Wow. That is pretty much exactly the way Butch Davis dreamt it last night, I'm sure.
Cliff Russell at the 1. Russell spinning, stacked up, and is dropped at the 21-yard line. All right, Carson Palmer, Thursday back spasms, did not practice on Friday. That ball underthrown. Is it going to take time to loosen? Cool weather today, Steve. 38 at game time.
You know, I think it's just something that Carson Palmer is thinking about right now. He did not practice on Friday, as we alluded to, and that for a quarterback is a very important day of practice because you polish up, you get a lot of good reps on the key parts of your game plan. He missed all of Friday for the most part, but his offensive coordinator, Bob Brotkowski, says Carson has the ability to let things kind of slide off him and come back and look forward to the next opportunity.
On the end round, Chad Johnson close to a first down at the 30-yard line. And Chad Johnson slowly getting up.
Yeah, Chad looks a little shaky there. I don't know whether
those legs are not working quite right.
Yeah, that is not good news for Cincinnati because, as we've made very clear in over the last couple of years, this guy is one of the best playmakers in the NFL, and he comes around the reverse. He gets clubbed with the forearm right across the head. I think that was Robert Griffith, who is a very big, solid hitter. We'll see if he can come back.
Rudy Johnson, the ball carrier, has room. Squirts through at the 40, at the 30. Still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. Rudy Johnson, 4-year pro out of Auburn. Big play. Sean Thompson saved the touchdown after a pickup of 52 yards.
And that was just pure and simple. Great scheme, great design, great job at number 76, Levi Jones on the left side, kicking out, creating a huge hole for Rudy Johnson to get through, and he does the rest himself. Gets down there. He's not going to run out of bounds. He's going to look for somebody to run over to get as many yards he possibly can. This Bengals team needed that right now for a spark.
That's the biggest gainer Cleveland's defense has allowed this season, 52 yards. Rudy carries a load in that backfield for Cincinnati. Palmer, end zone, touchdown! Kelly Washington with his second touchdown of the season.
And Kelly Washington has been establishing himself the last couple weeks as a legitimate threat for Carson Palmer. He had his first touchdown last week. Carson Palmer, this is great for his confidence. He comes out, gets a little bit flushed out of the pocket, keeps his composure, makes a nice throw for a strike to Kelly Washington for a big answer touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals.
10th touchdown toss of the season for Palmer. Washington with his second reception for 6. And the extra point is kicked through by Shane Graham. Boy, he has not missed in point afters in his career. 87 of 87. Palmer to Washington. Welcome back to Cincinnati. Good look at Kelly Washington. 3 plays, 79 yards, a minute 29 off the clock. It's been up and down the field here in the first few minutes in the first quarter.
Wow, this is a fun game already. And just like we said, now Carson Palmer needed that for his confidence. It was made clear that he is the kind of guy that can come back, and he showed it again right there.
Shane Graham with a kick, takes a high bouncer. Alston at the 10-yard line. Makes a nice move at the 25. Maybe 3 or 4 more yards at the 28.
Let's go back and look at that touchdown play. At the bottom of your screen, you see Kevin Walter down here. That's who Carson Palmer was looking to initially. And look, he gets tackled. Carson Palmer has the presence to move out to the right, buy some time, and Kelly Washington did a great job of feeling Carson Palmer moving his way, giving himself enough room to give Carson Palmer a spot to put that football. Very good play, heads-up play by Carson Palmer and Kelly Washington.
Washington on a bit of a hot streak, had a 19-yard touchdown last week against the Steelers. Today, 18. 7-7 our score. On the ground, here come the Browns. William Green getting the start today in place of Suggs. And let's set that Cleveland offense. Kelly Holcomb making his 12th career start. Garcia on the shelf with that shoulder sprain. Up front, Damian Cook making his first career start, right guard. Cook picked off waivers just 11 days ago. And Green, who just carried, starts for Lee Suggs. And Suggs out with turf toe. Now, when you say turf toe, that is nothing to laugh about.
Oh, yeah, you know what? People hear that, they think it's a minor thing, but I'll tell you what, you cannot put any pressure on that big toe when you get turf toe. It is very painful.
Terrell Smith, the fullback, was in motion, trying to set a block on that edge. But good pursuit by Cincinnati. John Thornton coming strong, the left tackle. And defensively, the front four of the Bengals, 12.5 sacks. 5 of those belong to Justin Smith, the former #1 out of Missouri. Brian Simmons leads the linebackers, former #1 pick out of North Carolina. And how about the right corner? Torrey James leads the NFL with 6 interceptions, on his way possibly to the Pro Bowl.
Well, Torrey James is a guy that is just making plays. When he gets the opportunity, he's closing the deal. A lot of times these defensive backs don't have the best hands, but Torrey James is making plays when he has a chance.
From the shotgun, Holcomb, pressure, steps up, flips, incomplete. Third down's a problem all season long for Cleveland. They've converted only 4 of their last 24. About 17%.
Very poor in third down conversion. That's all Kelly Holcomb was talking about yesterday when we were speaking with him. But I'll tell you, we talked about it in the pregame about how important it's going to be to protect that side, that against that defensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals, who's been playing very well. They got pressure on him right there on his first drop back pass. Hopefully they can get that corrected and give Kelly Holcomb a chance to make some plays today.
Derek Frost with the punt. Good high hanger at the 21-yard line. Cincinnati will start at their own 32. 49-yard kick, 11-yard return, and we're tied at 7. NFL on AOL. 11:15 left, opening quarter. Up and down the field we go here in the early minutes. Cleveland, Cincinnati tied up at 7. Palmer back to the air, and the catch pulled down by Johnson, who was shaken up. I mean, he was coming off wobbly. They looked at him on the sideline. He makes his first catch. And Steve, how about your Furline's bottom line?
Well, we've already said how turnovers are going to be a big factor today in this ball game. Cleveland has got to protect the football. Cincinnati's very good at taking it away. On the other side of the game, Cincinnati, the Chad Johnson factor. The first game, Cleveland was able to shut him down pretty good. He's got to step up because Carson Palmer looks to him to spark this offense. He's going to be a focal point for Cleveland, though, I'll tell you that.
Palmer with the play action. Far sideline, and back-to-back grabs by Johnson. You know, back on October 17th, a lot of talk from Chad Johnson, 4 years out of Oregon State. Only 3 catches for 37 yards. And mind you, there were a lot of drop balls.
Face mask. Defense, number 24. 5 yards only.
Yeah, you're right, Craig. That was the legendary Pepto-Bismol comment that Chad Johnson made. He sent Pepto-Bismol bottles to all the Cleveland defensive backs, and you see here he does a great job of getting Anthony Henry turned around a little bit there, but they shut him down. Chad Johnson himself had, in my count, 4 drop passes that game. Today it looks like he's a little bit sharper. 2 straight balls. They want to get him back in this ball game.
Palmer wants the deep ball. Single coverage. Guess who? Touchdown! Chad Johnson. It was all Chad Johnson on that drive.
I think Cleveland knows he's okay now.
Yeah.
He comes out and makes 3 straight plays. Wonderful throw and catch right there. Carson Palmer made a great read on the coverage, and Chad Johnson makes a play on the ball. He is a tremendous playmaker. They're glad he's feeling good now. I guarantee you, he's thinking clearly now.
Taking a bow here in Cincinnati. 4th touchdown reception of the year. And watch this move. Cuts it right up to the post.
He really set that up very well. He almost put Dalen McCutcheon to sleep by kind of jogging off the line and then turn on the burners.
Graham in with the point after attempt. High snap, good hold, and the kick is through the uprights. Boy, shootout in Cincinnati. Chad Johnson on that drive. It was all number 85.
He can make plays. He can get up the field and do great things with the football. He illustrated again right there.
Richard Alston inside the 10-yard line at the 20, 25, and dropped at the 30-yard line. Good return.
Let's go back and look at the touchdown, Craig. He's got the free safety right here, Chris Crocker. He is the guy that Carson Palmer is reading, and you'll see he'll get tied up with the inside receiver. And down here on the very bottom, you had Anthony Henry in great position, but Chad Johnson literally put him to sleep for a second, and that ball was actually underthrown. Chad Johnson did a great job getting back across Anthony Henry's face and then went back and made the catch on the football. So Anthony Henry, his cardinal rule was to not let Chad Johnson beat him inside on that play, and Chad Johnson did just that.
Kelly Holcomb under center, down by 7. 3-step drop, good protection, throws. Near sideline, the tight end, Steve Hayden with the grab. Hayden, 6 years out of South Dakota State. And Steve, what they've done, they've also had to do a combination at tight end with the injury to Kellen Winslow. Hayden and Shea doing a nice job. How about the marquee matchup today?
The marquee matchup today, we said how the Cincinnati Bengals have had a great progress made by their front 4. It's going to be interesting to see Dwayne Clemens all day against young Joaquin Gonzalez on that left side of the Cleveland Browns offensive line. The first drop back pass, Dwayne Clemens went right past him, and that was where Holcomb got sacked on that first play last series. We'll watch that matchup all day today.
Cincinnati showing blitz. Green on 2nd down and short. No gain. Green came in with 473 yards, about 4 yards per carry, a former number 1 out of Boston College back in 2002. You know, he missed practice Wednesday, went to a family function. Could not get back because of weather-related issues. That was in Philadelphia, and things were just handled internally, we've been told, by Cleveland. Short yardage, going to be close as they try to work the right side behind Gonzalez, the right tackle.
It looks to me like he might have gotten it with the spot there, Craig. And back on William Green, you know, that kind of thing, you can understand how that would happen once in a while. We get a good look at the forward progress of Terrell Smith, and he definitely got across that line, so it's a first down. But William Green, he's one of those guys that seems to find himself in these situations on a fairly regular basis. And I know that you can only take so much of that. You've got to handle these things and handle them with authority, and I think Cleveland did that.
Browns with a first down. Holcomb trying to set up the screen. Read perfectly by Cincinnati. Flag is down in the secondary about the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great job by Brian Simmons, reading the screen, sniffing it out, getting up there in William Green's face. A little bit too fast for an offensive lineman.
Illegal contact. Defense number 59. 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Ron Winter today, our referee. That's Landon Johnson, the rookie from Purdue. Whistle for the infraction.
And here you have Landon Johnson right here in the middle of the field, and you know, there it was. It looked like a very incidental little piece of contact there on the tight end, but the rule is very clear. If it's more than 5 yards up the field, you got to let him go.
At the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Antonio Bryant, the motion man. Quick hitter. Here comes William Green. Watch out! So long at the 15. Pulled down at the 10, and great recovery by Madieu Williams, the free safety. Chasing down William Green, 46 yards.
A great play by William Green, making the cutback, but Madieu Williams, I thought about right here, there was no way he was going to catch him, but Marvin Lewis loves this rookie, strong safety Madieu Williams, and he showed why right there. There's no quit in him, and that's the kind of play that can make a difference in a ball game. We'll see if Cleveland ends up with a touchdown or a field goal or less out of this drive. Madieu Williams' effort is why they think so highly of him.
Those 46 yards, the longest scamper of the season. Play clock, did they get it off? No, flags are down. March it back 5.
And that is really inexcusable.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
You know, yards are so hard to come by inside the 20-yard line in the red zone. To give up 5 after a big play, getting the ball inside the 10-yard line, is a huge mistake on the part of the Cleveland Browns. That is inexcusable. I would have, if I were Kelly Holcomb, I would have taken a timeout right there, because 5 yards is huge.
Holcomb. Green off the right side, bounces and pushes his way out of bounds at the 11-yard line. That stops the clock. Deltha O'Neal, the left corner, credited with the tackle.
That was a great job by Deltha O'Neal right there. He's not big enough to take William Green on head on, but what Deltha did was he kept his patience, stayed square, knew he was going to have help coming from the inside with Rogers, Beckett, and company, and he did a great job of not giving William Green any angle to turn that ball up the field.
2nd down and goal. Just outside the 10-yard line, coming up on the 6-minute mark of the 1st quarter. William Green in motion. The backfield is empty for Holcomb. He pedals back, 3-step drop, throws, fires in traffic, and a tough catch by Aaron Shea, the tight end. So far we've seen Hayden make a catch, Aaron Shea make a catch, and again I go back to the loss of Kellen Winslow in week 2 with that ankle leg fracture. They've had to really do it by committee.
Well, you know, Butch Davis told us yesterday the biggest area they miss Kellen Winslow is in the red zone. That's not taking anything away from Hayden and Shea. These guys have been productive for him, but Kellen Winslow was drafted in the 1st round for a reason. He is a special athlete. They miss him tremendously in the red zone, working the middle of the field. 3rd
down and goal at the 5-yard line. Holcomb sets up, throws it away. Actually bounced it through the upright.
And there was big Dwayne Clemens and Justin Smith getting a lot of push up front for the Cincinnati Bengals. And Craig, I ask you, how big was the effort by Madieu Williams to make the tackle on William Green?
Large.
Very, very huge. That's the kind of thing that separates players. Guys that don't quit, that have the heart to stay in there and keep fighting. A great job up front right there on that 3rd down play to get up in Kelly Holcomb's place too, his face by Justin Smith and his compatriots up front.
Phil Dawson, who missed a couple last week, of 42 and 34 yards, boots this one from 22. So the Browns get 3. Cincinnati on top by 4. Officially a 23-yard field goal for Phil Dawson. 8 plays, 65 yards, and the key play was William Green's 46-yard scamper. Nearly a touchdown, but saved. At the 5-yard line, Cliff Russell. At the 20 is Russell. At the 30 is Russell. At the 35 to the 38-yard line. Well, Monday on CBS. Are you surprised how explosive these two teams have come out?
Amazing. You don't think of either one of these two teams as offensive juggernauts, but they're making big plays, and it's been exciting, and you can feel the electricity and enthusiasm in the crowd here.
Tony Stewart, the motion man. Rudy Johnson barrels for a tough couple to the 41-yard line. There's Chad Johnson. Week 6, 3 catches, 28 yards, 4 drop balls. Already 3 receptions, 67, and 1 touchdown.
And you know, there's an obvious affection between Marvin Lewis and Chad Johnson. Marvin Lewis has told us he really wants Chad Johnson to realize he doesn't have to do all these flamboyant things to motivate himself. He could be one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in football if he just does his job.
Quick out. Washington with the grab. You know, and actually, a point, Chad Johnson, Marvin Lewis today made him team captain.
He made him team captain. I think he wanted to tell Chad Johnson, hey, I think you are special. You're at a position and a point in your career where you're mature enough to stand up and be a leader on this ball club. And you lead by going out and producing on Sunday, not creating all these distractions. I believe in you. You need to accept and assume that responsibility. You can do it. And I think Chad Johnson, that goes a long way for him.
58 catches on the season. Heavy pressure. Palmer able to dump it out to the flat, and Johnson has been the man in this quarter. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So if it's not the long ball, they'll dump it to him underneath.
Now you see him up the top of the screen coming all the way across, just trying to create some confusion. They caught Cleveland in some man-to-man defense, but somebody forgot to run with the biggest play threat in this ball game. Nobody ran with him, which is amazing to me. That's a breakdown by the Cleveland defense. You would think they would have somebody shadowing Chad Johnson all over the field.
Play action, Palmer steps up in the pocket. Ooh. Oh, bad toss, and it's taken down by the middle linebacker, Andre Davis. Still on his feet. Davis at the 20. They're going to mark him out back at the 28-yard line. 3rd pick of the season for Andre Davis.
And I'll tell you what, Carson Palmer might as well have just handed it to him. And you know what that was? That was a communication problem between Rudy Johnson. You watch, he's going to sit down right there, and Carson Palmer is expecting him to run away from the defensive linebacker, but Rudy Johnson sat right there. Carson Palmer led him outside, and it hits Andre Johnson right in the chest.
2nd pick of the day, thrown by Palmer, 15 on the season. And the Browns go back to work. Inside the 30-yard line of Cincinnati. Deep ball, Holcomb going for it. Oh! Did not have possession is the call. Dennis Northcutt. Oh, what a beautiful catch in traffic, but did not have possession.
A great throw and catch. Kelly Holcomb put that ball right on the money, and yep, you know what? He did not have possession of that football. Too bad. Kelly Holcomb did tell us that he really has a lot of confidence in Dennis Northcutt out there on the outside. He is a playmaker. He's got to find a way to come back and come down with that football. Those are the kind of plays that when you look at the game, if you find a way to lose a close game, that will win or lose a ball game for you. And you see Butch Davis coming over and talking to Kelly Holcomb.
Well, they've got a injured, I believe, photographer down where that incomplete pass on the back line of the end zone. And it's also Deltha O'Neal. Yeah, Deltha.
I don't think they're working on the photographer. I think they're working on Deltha.
No, there's a crowd around. There's a couple of platforms down that way.
Yeah.
He hit it.
He ran right into it, I believe, or tumbled into it afterwards. And he is coming back. He's been nursing an injury. He missed most of last week, I believe, and now he's back this week and been playing very well. Looks like he might just roll into that platform. Now, he heard it when he hit the ground, it looked like.
Pro Bowler in 2001. They picked him up in a trade from the Broncos this offseason.
Yeah, here it is, Deltha O'Neal right down here at the bottom of the screen. He just goes over the top and somehow gets his knee or his ankle or something twisted up when he rolls over there. Definitely was the right call by the referees. We'll see if Deltha O'Neal can come back in the ball game.
Second down and 10. 3:09 left, opening quarter. Green to the 36-yard line. And let's go back to New York. Here's Greg Gumbel with an NFL Today update. Greg?
All right, Craig. San Diego is at Kansas City today. Big rivalry in the AFC West. Chiefs are going it without Priest Holmes. So Derek Blaylock fills in with the 5-yard touchdown run. Final seconds of the first quarter. They're tied at 7. Craig and Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. Blaylock doing what he can in replace the Priest Holmes. But, Steve, hey, there's only one Priest Holmes.
There's only one Priest Holmes. And Kansas City, they're an explosive team without him. But with him on the field, they are special offensively.
Third down and 6.
Now.
Holcomb from the shotgun. Across the middle, and the catch by Northcutt. Close to a first down. I believe he got it.
I think he did.
Good awareness of where he was on the field. Got it by a yard.
Yeah, very good job by Dennis Northcutt, knowing where he had to get. Kelly Holcomb gave him a great catchable ball coming across the field. The timing was just perfect. Gave him a chance to turn it up and make a play. Good read, good solid third down conversion, which has been a serious weakness for this Cleveland Browns offense in weeks past.
Northcutt, a fifth-year pro out of Arizona, picked up in the second round back in 2000. Fresh downs now for the Cleveland Browns as Holcomb in the pocket throws, pitching Kent Smith, the fullback. A couple of yards the hard way, maybe to the 15-yard line. Boy, he's a big fella, 6-footer, 255.
I'll tell you what, I would not want to meet that guy head on in the hole. I'll tell you that. He has blocked for a lot of very successful running backs in this league. His first 4 years in the league, his tailback has run for over 1,000 yards. He is a big cement head that, you know, if you meet him in the hole, you're going to feel it tomorrow.
Two guys, not one named Ricky and the other one named Deuce.
Yeah.
Green pops through. Doesn't need much inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and here we are again in the red zone. Cleveland is ranked 21st in the NFL in their red zone offense. They don't come away with enough touchdowns down here. And again, you can go back to Kellen Winslow. You can talk about a bunch of different things, but they have got to find a way to come out with 7 points more often than they do down inside this 20-yard line.
Holcomb so far doing a fine job in relief of Jeff Garcia, who's out with a shoulder sprain. And remember Garcia, the former 49er, 3-time Pro Bowler. Holcomb's first start in nearly a year. On third down, stands in the pocket, throws, flags are down. The catch by Hayden, the tight end, at the 2-yard line. But a flag back at the 13.
And the way those flags were thrown, I would anticipate it being illegal motion on the Cleveland Browns.
Illegal formation. Offense on the 73 was not lined up on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
Steve, those are the small things that have haunted Butch Davis all season long. And again, a lot of the criticism, sure, the losses, it's about W's, but it's also about how this team prepares and how they actually put forth that effort on the field.
That's exactly right. Those are the little things that cost you ball games. That was a very good, successful play for the Browns. Now they're looking at 3rd and 11 inside the 20-yard line. Tough to get that.
Final seconds of the first quarter. Holcomb sets up the screen, low pass, but is taken. Even a hard tackle on Green on the back of his legs at the 12-yard line. That's a pickup of 5, and that's going to end the first quarter. Second quarter in Cincinnati. Bengals on top 14-10. It's 4th down and 6 for the Browns, and Phil Dawson will come in to try the field goal. Hit one from 23 yards to cut it to 4. This one will be a 29-yard attempt. He had a streak of 27 made, ended last week against the Jets. He missed from 42 and from 34. This one is up long enough and connect from 29. 14-13. We'll be back. A lot of big plays in this first quarter as we start the early minute of the second after the field goal by Dawson. 14-13. Kenny Watson at the 5. Watson has a head of steam, breaks it up the middle. Late flag is thrown. That could bring it back. Watson to the 43-yard line, but a flag down around the 27.
59. I think they're looking at.
And this is one of the things that's been driving Marvin Lewis crazy. The amount of penalties at the wrong time. They get a great return. It's going to come back, I think.
Holding. 59 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, as I mentioned, big plays in this first quarter. 32, 52, 43, 46, 34.
You don't normally see that many big plays in a whole ball game, plays over 30 yards like that. This game has had a lot of fireworks already. I'm excited about what's in front of us still. I mean, if it started out this big, let's keep it going, keep it fun here.
Opening minutes of the second quarter. Carson Palmer, Rudy Johnson up the middle. Number 32 picks up 2 to the 20-yard line. Last week against Pittsburgh, Steve, 16 carries, and Rudy really carries the load in that backfield. 16 carries against the Steelers for 62 yards.
Yeah, you know, versus Pittsburgh, he carried it 16 times. It might not alarm you that much, but he only touched the ball 5 times in the second half. Cincinnati only had 41 plays that whole game, and that was the big issue. They were 2 of 10 on third down. They never could really get him established in the second half, which they think really cost him the ball game.
Second, third effort to the 27 goes Rudy Johnson. Well, tonight is for families on CBS. Peter Falk is back in a heaven-sent role. Katie Seagal co-stars in an original holiday movie that every member of your family will enjoy, When Angels Come to Town. Tonight at 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. You know, last time we went to break, we saw Chad Johnson head to the Cincinnati locker room. He was shaken up early, but now he's back.
He's back and ready to go, and that last run was vintage Rudy Johnson. Big, strong, carrying people.
Rudy again, after the first down carry, he picks up 3. Andre Davis, the middle linebacker, who had that earlier interception with the tackle. There's Chad Johnson trotting back onto the field. Rushing yards, Bengals with 75. Cincy with 93 through the air.
And we're seeing just what Cincinnati wants to do right now. They're establishing Rudy Johnson. That was a good, solid 5-yard run right there. They're in 2nd and 5. They'll take that all day.
Oh, great catch. Jeremy Johnson, the fullback. They'll use him usually as a receiver. He's only got 1 carry. That was his 12th reception. Good hands by the big fella.
Boy, he showed some great athletic ability, great flexibility, turning around and making that catch. But for 2 yards, you know, every yard counts. Keeping it 3rd and 3 is better than 3rd and 5, but an awful lot of effort to make a 2-yard gain. Carson's got to put that ball on the money, let Rudy turn, or let Jeremy turn that thing up the sideline, pick up a few more yards.
Pitch out. Rudy Johnson close to the first down. Close to the first down.
And that was a great play by Ebenezer Ekubon on the top side over there on the right side of the Cleveland defense. They were trying to influence him and everybody on the Cleveland defense to come to the right side and then pop Rudy Johnson back to the left side. But Ebenezer Ekubon, you see him right there, does a great job of being disciplined, turning Rudy Johnson back inside and keeping him short of the first down.
Good pursuit as well by Warren Goldman, 57, the outside linebacker. Kyle Larson will punt, averaging 42.5 yards a kick. Northcutt, good boot, pedals back at the 10. Northcutt dancing. Northcutt is cut down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Boy, that is great special teams coverage by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, always keeping loose, Rudy Johnson. Holcomb and company back at work. 1st and 10. Holcomb still on the run. Slingshots it to the sideline, incomplete. Antonio Bryan made the grab, but out of bounds.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Kelly Holcomb, they need him to stay healthy for this whole game. And what he did right there was take an unnecessary shot. Justin Smith was pursuing him. He's got to get rid of this ball a little bit quicker. And watch what Justin Smith, he comes down right on that right shoulder with 300 pounds on top of him. Kelly Holcomb needs to field that and get rid of that ball a little bit earlier. Just throw it away.
The rookie, Luke McCowan, is the second stringer. They've got Garcia listed as a third, but they don't want to play him.
They don't want to play him. They don't want to go to Luke McCown.
Timeout, 14-13. Holcomb will head to the sideline, and we'll be back. Craig Buller, Jack, Steve Berline, our CBS crew. That timeout was taken specifically for Kelly Holcomb just to shake some cobwebs. He's back at it, second down and 10. After taking that hard hit on the shoulder, Green tries to spin out of a tackle and is thrown back for a loss. Good pursuit by Cincinnati.
You know, Craig, we talked about in the bottom line before we really got going here about how Kelly Holcomb has got to be protected today. Well, part of it is he has to be smarter and protect himself. He had plenty of time, great protection. You got guys like Justin Smith, number 90 right there, that are looking for chances to hit the quarterback. He came down on his right shoulder. I've been there. I know what that does to your shoulder and how it affects you as the game goes along.
Justin Smith, 270-pounder. Holcomb goes 212. There's a flag before the snap. Here's the call by Ron Winter.
Ball start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
Another miscue.
Another miscue, and Cincinnati was coming up showing a blitz. I think they were going to bring the house on that one, and Enoch DeMar just got a little excited, started leaning back, trying to get a little bit of a head start. That cost him.
0 for 2 on third down conversions today. They'll hand the ball off safely to William Green, lowers his pads past the 15 up to around the 17-yard line, well short of the first down, so the punting unit will trot on with 10:25 left.
And Cincinnati should get pretty good field position here again. Ball somewhere near or around midfield if they can handle the punt.
Juwan Ratliff awaits the return, number 25, the punter, Derek Frost. Standing at about the 1-yard line. He'll kick it from the 5. Short kick. Takes a Browns roll inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Frost got lucky.
He got away with one there.
46-yarder. 14-13, Cincinnati. First and 10. Carson Palmer back to work. Around the edge comes Hushmanzada. And TJ Hushmanzada picks up, let's call it 8. You know, last week we had a chance to see Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala. This week it's TJ Hushmanzada. That's 2 of my all-name team right there.
That's 2 of anybody's all-name team, too, I believe. And I like what Cincinnati's doing. That's the second end around we've seen, trying to keep the backside of that Cleveland Browns defense honest, keep them from over-pursuing the cutback lanes on Rudy Johnson.
Palmer has a second down and 2. Play action, good protection, throws. Diving grab made. And they will say complete. Tony Stewart, the tight end. I see a flag, or is that a beanbag at the 45?
No, it's a flag. There's some kind of contact. Don't know who they're going to call it on.
Pass interference. Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So Tony Stewart, Steve, trying to help his own cause.
Yeah, here's Tony Stewart coming up the field right here, number 88 at the bottom of the screen, 86. A little bit with the shoulder, not flagrant, but the referees are trying to even it out. They're calling it so much more tightly on defensive backs that if a tight end does use that shoulder or that forearm, they're going to throw the flag once in a while as well.
So instead of a first down, second down 12. Cincinnati from the eye, pressure from the edges. Palmer, good, patience, throws. Johnson has it, but not much. To the 41. Rudy Johnson, more of a ball carrier than a receiver. That's his 10th catch of the season.
That was really a good job by Carson Palmer. And one of the things that Marvin Lewis told us that Carson has to work through is trying to force the ball into Chad Johnson when Chad Johnson really is being taken away by the defense. And you could see Carson Palmer wanted to go somewhere else with that football, but he was patient. He came down to his check down. They picked up 5 yards. 3rd and 8's a heck of a lot better than 3rd and 12.
Brown showing blitz. Heavy pressure. At the 45-yard line. Chad Johnson. And a flag is down in that backfield as Palmer was buried.
What a great play and a great throw by Carson Palmer. He looked and stared right in the face. I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 25. Contact to the head of the quarterback. Penalized 15 yards from the end of the run. And a first down.
Steve, as you know, you go to the head. Penalty. Chris Crocker, the free safety.
Chris Crocker coming in. Oh, you know what? He even dumped his head right into him. That
led with the face mask.
He's coming right in from the side. That might draw a fine from the NFL. But what a great job by Carson Palmer, standing in there, looking right into it, knowing he's going to get drilled and throwing a strike to Chad Johnson.
5 catches, 82 yards for Johnson. Whistles will stop the play. Flag at the 31.
Ball start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Flag on Chad Johnson.
And not to harp on it, but the reason I said that there might be a fine against Chris Crocker is because if the NFL sees it and says there was an intent to hit with the head, even though it wasn't that serious a head contact, there was an intent to lead with the head, they might have to do something about that.
1st and 15 at the 35-yard line. I'm sure they'll review it. Rudy Johnson pops off the left side at the 20, breaks the tackle inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, and flags are everywhere.
Really impressed with how Cincinnati is running the football. It's the same play they hit him with a little bit earlier. Levi Jones on the sealing that backside and Rudy Johnson cutting it back.
Personal foul. Rest of the face mask. Defense. Penalized half the distance to the goal. And a first down.
First down. You saw Rudy's head at the end just snap down, and that's the indication, yeah, face mask.
That's 2 big personal fouls on this drive, and I think that run probably put Rudy Johnson over 100 yards on the day already. 7 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
He's at 92 on 7 carries. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Oh, what a pop Johnson took inside the 5. And there's some talking, there's some hitting. What do you expect in the Battle of Ohio?
Yeah, that was a great move by Chad Johnson to make the first guy miss. There he is at the top of your screen, left-hand side. Makes Anthony Henry miss, but I don't think he felt Chris Crocker locking in on him, and he found out pretty quickly that someone else was coming.
Second down and goal. Palmer under center. Houshmandzadeh, the motion man, to the end zone. Touchdown! Houshmandzadeh! And for TJ, that's his first touchdown reception of the season.
Great call down there. Little play action fake to Rudy Johnson, and Carson Palmer is so big and so tall that he can get up and dump that ball right over the top to a tall receiver. And TJ Houshmandzadeh, he's about 6'1", 6'2" as well, so they just play catch above everybody else.
Shane Graham in to try the extra point. Boots it through, 21-13, Cincinnati. Houshmandzadeh, a former 7th rounder from Oregon State, finds the end zone. 6 plays, Steve, 61 yards. Perfect for Carson Palmer after that shaky start. 25 yards, 4 for 4 on that drive.
Well, I love what I see in this kid. He has thrown 2 really bad interceptions.
Yes.
Really bad ones, but he has come back from each one of those things, and that is not something to be taken lightly. It is hard for a young quarterback to get past that and not spiral downwards. He's kept his composure. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes to make up for it. And Cincinnati is very much in control of this ball game right now because of it.
Palmer started 0 for 2 in the pick, and since then 11 of 12, 119 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the other interception.
The only other incomplete pass was the other interception.
Bouncing kick, controlled. Alston has it at the 20, 25, and is stood up and dropped at the 25-yard line. Here.
That is a fun football game to watch. You know, those guys out there laying it on the line every week, and Navy's got a pretty darn good football team this year as well. They're going to a bowl game, I believe.
Saw Navy take on Notre Dame earlier in the year. You saw what USC did to the Irish last night. USC.
Don't remind me, please.
Yes, Mr. Berline, I thought of you. Cincinnati showing blitz. Well, they close a hole in a hurry on William Green.
I tell you, I really like this kid, Madieu Williams, number 40. You watch him on film, you watch him in the games, he is going full speed all the time. He's a rookie, but he does not play like a rookie. He plays like he's been in this league. He's not timid, he's not afraid. He sticks his nose in there. Really, really high hopes Marvin Lewis has for this kid.
Total tackles coming in with 63. Second-round pick out of Maryland. Second down 10, under 6 minutes before halftime. Cincinnati on top, 21-13. Holcomb, 3-step drop, little pitch and catch with a flat, and Hayden with the catch. And the big fella at 265 able to roll forward and pick up 2 extra yards.
Good job by Kelly Holcomb standing there, seeing the blitz coming. That's 2 consecutive blitzes that the Cincinnati Bengals have come with, trying to get pressure on Holcomb. He's got a lot of pressure on him already, trying to fill Jeff Garcia's shoes, trying to save Butch Davis's job. They've got a big 3rd down conversion. There's Jeff Garcia. They don't know whether he'll be ready to go next week. But Kelly Holcomb is the man right now, and he needs to step up and hold the fort down.
Most believe Garcia's injury, a strained rotator cuff, will take 2 weeks to heal. Holcomb under pressure, takes a seat at the 18. Justin Smith was there, big number 90. I tell you, this defensive starting front coming in today with 12.5 sacks.
You see Brian Simmons, you saw Brian Simmons coming in from the left-hand side of your screen. That is 3 pretty much all-out blitzes in a row from the Cincinnati Bengals. That's uncharacteristic of Marvin Lewis, and I think they're catching Cleveland off guard a little bit here. They're changing it up, keeping them from really getting a feel from what they want to do.
Derek Frost inside his own 10-yard line, needs a good kick, he gets one. High hanger, Ratliff takes it at the 31-yard line. Ratliff at the 40, at the 45, 50. Ratliff at the 40, breaks the tackle, 1 man to beat, still on his feet, out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Boy, it just keeps happening. Big play after big play. This Cincinnati ball club is playing good, hard football today. They have really established from the get-go they are going to be playing aggressive, attacking football all day. Great return by Keywan Ratliff. And it looked like Michael Lehan and Keywan Ratliff want to play a little patty cake right there at the end of the play. If I'm Michael Lehan, I'm just trying to get that ball out of there and find a way to make something happen for my ball club, which I think is what he was trying to do.
46-yard punt, Steve, 49-yard return.
Yep.
And Cincinnati in business, good field position with 4 minutes left, and they're going to run Rudy to the 12-yard line. Rudy Johnson, 5'10", 220-pounder, out of Auburn, 4th year in the league.
And this AFC North division is known for being a very physical, smash-mouth type of division, and right now, that's what Cincinnati's doing. They're smashing that ball right up in there, saying, let's see how physical you want to be, Cleveland Browns.
Second down, 3. Rudy again, sacked up, changes directions. Can he outrun the Browns? Spins inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Earl Little with the tackle. And this guy is such a disciplined runner, but also disciplined off the football field.
Yeah, That run right there was all Rudy Johnson, and this is how he stays healthy. Look at this. The regimen all day long on Friday afternoon. Starts at 11 o'clock with practice. After practice, he goes and lifts. Straight to the cold tub and hot tub, take care of his body. He had a TV meeting yesterday. Yoga from 3 to 4, goes and sees a chiropractor, and finishes up the whole day with a massage. This is the kind of thing that you've got to commit yourself to be at your best on Sundays.
Flags on 1st and goal. That is a full slate. Ron Winter will fill us in.
False start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty.
Second time Johnson has jumped. And that pushes Cincinnati back 5. There's a good look at Marvin Lewis. He demands just concentration, hard work, second year. His overall record 12-14. First season was 8-8 a year ago.
Right, the best turnaround in a long time for a head coach taking over the program.
Rudy breaks a tackle and powers his way back to the 5-yard line. Those aren't boos. You hear Rudy.
And you can also hear helmets popping out there. These are both teams that are trying to establish control, physical control of this ball game.
10 carries, 111 yards. As you see, his 4th 100-yard game this season. And the 2-minute warning has hit here. Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Well, what a wild, action-packed first half. 21-13 Cincinnati. 2 minutes left. Cincinnati at the 5-yard line. Again, here comes Rudy Johnson smashing off the left side for 2. 249 yards now of total offense.
Yeah, you know, week 6 at Cleveland, the Browns held them to 189 yards, 249 yards in the first half. Last week against Pittsburgh, all Cincinnati could muster up was 10 first downs and 209 total yards. Very different offense today. Obviously against a different defense. 3rd down and goal.
Play action. Palmer, pressure, throws. Back right of the end zone. Incomplete. Houshmandzadeh made the circus catch out of bounds. That brings up 4th and goal.
That was good pressure by Ebenezer Ekubon for Cleveland, getting up and getting in Carson Palmer's face. But again, we saw the kind of athlete, the kind of arm strength Carson Palmer has. He almost was able to make that throw going straight back in the back of the end zone. Just a little bit out of the reach there of Houshmandzadeh. Try and settle for a field goal here.
Shane Graham will try from 21 yards out. Good snap, kick is away, and a line drive from 21 yards. 24-13, the Bengals lead. 1:17 left before we head to halftime. And welcome back in. Second round of the Battle of Ohio. Cincinnati on top. How about some Ohio fact facts? Admitted to the Union March 1st, 1803. Population, this surprised a few folks. Over 11 million, 7th in the country. And it is the Buckeye State. Number of presidents? 7.
7 presidents, I'll tell you. These are the kind of things that almost make you wish you were from Ohio, you know?
Indeed.
Where else would you rather be? Beautiful fall day in Cincinnati.
Not bad, really.
Watching a great NFL game. Lots of fireworks on the field.
Graham will kick. Alston at the 5. And to the 25, so a return of 20. 49-95. That's total yards in this opening 2 quarters. One more chance here before half for Kelly Holcomb.
And Cleveland is not in a position to sit back and go to the locker room with an 11-point deficit. They've got to be aggressive here and try and get after it and make a statement. They're not going to fold.
Holcomb from the shotgun over the middle. Nice grab, pulled down by Antonio Bryant. 3rd-year pro out of Pittsburgh. They picked him up in a trade October 19th from Dallas. They exchanged wide receivers. They gave Quincy Morgan for Antonio Bryant, and it's a hurry up. 2 timeouts left with under a minute to go. Frischman Jackson with the catch, and so right now they're you see Cincinnati playing soft across the middle.
Right. Now, Cleveland has 2 timeouts, so they've got plenty of time to get into field goal range here, and if Cincinnati's going to give them those plays over the middle, they'll take them right now.
Holcomb again, sets up and throws. Torrey James, the league leader, picks up his 7th pick of the season. And now watch out, because the Bengals with a chance to maybe stack on 3 more.
At least 3 more, and I'll tell you, this is the kind of thing, Antonio Bryant, he's a new guy here in town. He's trying to get the confidence of his quarterback, Kelly Holcomb. And very simply put, Antonio Bryant thought he had the ball, took his eyes off it, looked up the field. You can see right there, he thought he had it. Pops it right into Torrey James's face. There you see Butch Davis says, what the heck else can go wrong here? Everything was in perfect position. They're moving the ball. They're trying to get into field goal range. They're being aggressive as they should be. He's making the right decisions, and something bad happens.
Torrey James, Pro Bowl top of season continues. 7th pick, as I mentioned, leads the National Football League. Now with 29 career picks. So Cincinnati goes back to work. Did he get out of bounds and stop the clock? Coming up, Nextel halftime report. Greg, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, highlights, scores. That's coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Stay tuned. We'll have highlights from this one as well if you want to recap. So he got out of bounds. That stopped the clock. Plus, it's a first down. At the 25-yard line, 14 seconds remain.
And I like the aggressiveness. I like the fact that they're not going to settle for 3 points. They're going to see if they can get it in the end zone, I think.
Palmer flush from the pocket, tucks and runs, has room at the 20, out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Stops the clock with 6 seconds to play. All right, former QB, do you chance one more to the end zone?
I think the standard cutoff in the NFL for coaches is there's got to be at least 7 seconds. 7, they feel like they're pushing it. 7, more than 7, they'll try and get one more play, especially knowing they've got a timeout. But when it's under 7 seconds, they just feel like something screwy can happen. They might not get that timeout or the play ended in time to get the kickoff.
This will be from 32 yards, Shane Graham. High snap, and there's the kick. And 3 points after the interception. After the interception by Torrey James.
And, you know, it was a very good, smart play by Carson Palmer to tuck that ball and run on 3rd down. But that was the kind of play, it took so long for that play to end, it cost Cincinnati one more play. But I think, given the circumstances, they are very excited that Cleveland gave them a chance to get 3 more points on the board right there.
Back-to-back field goals by Graham of 21 and now of 32, and it's a 27-13 lead. Steve, I got to admit, some of the plays we've seen, and you at moments you see how Cleveland has played very good football, and then you see those mental collapses with the offside calls. Strange passes off the hand of Bryant for a pick. Typical definition of what this season's been for Butch Davis.
It's been a very, very difficult season for a lot of reasons. They've had 12 guys, I believe, placed on injured reserve this year, 7 of them starters. They've had the cards stacked against them kind of from the beginning of the season. They're making simple little mistakes. I don't think you can trace all of them back to coaching. I think it's very unfair to do that. Ball on the last play, those are the kind of things that have been happening all year to this ball club, where you think you're moving the ball, you think you're making a good play, something negative happens, gives the other team an opportunity to get on the board. It's just been one of those years for Butch Davis and the Cleveland Browns.
Graham knocks it into the turf, and it's picked up by Alston at the 15. Head to the far sideline, up the middle of the field, to the 32. And they're going to call it down. The ball was fumbled, but it was down on contact.
You know.
Wow.
Almost another tragedy.
The runner was down by contact. Therefore, there is no fumble. This ends the first half.
So Marvin Lewis heads to the locker room, as does Butch Davis. A lot to talk about on both sides. 27-13 the score at the half. Greg, Dan, Shannon, Boomer will be along from our studio in New York with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. And 27-13 at the half. Cincinnati on top of Cleveland. Craig Bolerjack, Steve Berline, our CBS crew. Welcome back in Paul Brown Stadium. All right, we know about Butch Davis and the situation in Cleveland. They're down at the half. The attitude, you think, and the effort given that will be given in this next two quarters?
Well, it's going to tell us a lot about the state of this football team, where their heads are, how badly they want to play for Butch Davis. I expect them to come out and play fired up and get after it a little bit, because that's all they got left. I mean, they know that a lot of people are counting on them to give all they've got, whether they come out with it or not, the victory. They've got to play hard for their head coach.
You look at the first half numbers, total yards 271 for Cincinnati, 116 for the Browns, and the points off turnovers, Browns got 10 off the 2 TOs.
Yep, Browns got 10 off of the 2 Carson Palmer interceptions. But to Carson Palmer's credit, he came back and answered, made some big plays. They've been able to run the football very effectively. They've been able to throw the football up the field, make big plays. And when Cleveland has made a mistake, they've paid for it. And that's been the theme of this whole first half. Mistakes at the wrong time for Cleveland, Cincinnati taking advantage of it.
We'll find out what kind of attitude the Browns have. They'll have the football as we start the third quarter. The kick is away. Short. Alston at the 12-yard line. Alston at the 25. Hides a little seam. And good field position for Cleveland at the 36-yard line. And if you're keeping track of your fantasy notebook, we're going to help you out here as you take a look at some of the pairings, the matchups today. Holcomb and Palmer. Holcomb with 65 yards, a touchdown. Palmer with 3. And Rudy Johnson, 113 yards on the ground. William Green with 60. And there's your receiving cores on both sides. A touchdown for both Johnson and Washington for Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati putting up good numbers. If you loaded up on your fantasy team with Cincinnati, you're having a good day right now.
Holcomb will go deep, has single coverage, and a sliding catch made, and a great one by
Dennis Northcutt. Great job adjusting to the football. He had Torrey James, got him turned around a little bit, just running stride for stride, but Torrey James could not see the football. Dennis Northcutt knew it was a little bit underthrown, a little bit inside, and showed great athletic ability to be able to get back to that football. It's very hard to do, to adjust back and inside like that to a football.
How about a 39-yard pickup on the opening play of the second half? William Green on the ground, driving and stacked up. 1, 2, 3, 4 orange jerseys led by Thornton. And they'll knock him down at the 21-yard line.
But I already like what I see from the Cleveland Browns. They come out right away throwing, going for the big play. Northcutt selling out, going after that football, and then they come back with a good, solid, physical 5-yard run with William Green, who's having a very good day. 11 carries, 65 yards, just kind of overshadowed by all the great things Cincinnati's been able to do.
Second down and 5. Holcomb sets to throw to the corner. Great catch. Touchdown. Hayden, the tight end.
And now we got a ball game. What a great job. Cleveland, their coaching staff, Terry Robisky, Butch Davis, getting these guys fired up to come out and get back in this ball game. 3 plays, a touchdown. Great job by Kelly Holcomb coming around off the play action fake, putting the ball up high to his big tight end, Hayden. And Hayden getting popped right as the ball got there, making the catch, scoring a touchdown.
Hayden's second touchdown catch of the day. And this extra point will bring the Browns back to within 7.
And I'll tell you what, that's got to make Butch Davis feel good, knowing his players can come out, given the situation. They know what's going on. They're coming back, playing hard for their coach. They're not going to go down without a fight.
That's his first career multi-touchdown game. He had a 7-yarder in the first quarter, and he starts the third quarter here with a 20-yard grab, and it's a 7-point game in Cincinnati.
You can only hope to contain him.
A kick away. Cliff Russell at the 2. Russell at the 20. Well, he had a head of steam and then knocked down hard at the 26-yard line.
And let's look at this touchdown play, last play. Here you see Torrey James, the cornerback, right there at the top. The play action fake is right at him. He kind of hesitates a little bit, gets lost, settles down. Hayden goes right over the top. That is a long way to go for a free safety, Mediu Williams, to get over there and make that play. Torrey James gave up the big play to Dennis Northcutt to get him down in that position, and then he hesitated, paused a little bit, gave up the touchdown.
Now let's see now how Carson Palmer responds. Houshmandzadeh in motion, first down. This drive starts at the 28-yard line. They hand it off to Rudy Johnson, breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, and he works his way up to the 44-yard line. Big gain by Rudy, who continues to roll at 113 yards on 11 carries in the first half.
He is really running strong today. Coming out looking good. I guess the chiropractor and the massage and the yoga and everything else paid off, because he is really in his zone right now.
You'll need yoga and chiropractic work after those runs.
I think you're going to need it if you're trying to tackle him right now.
16-yard pickup. Rudy again, stacked up, still on his feet. Wow. Second effort and more to the 47-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, those feet just never stop. I think it was Robert Griffith that had a chance to really get physical with him and try and throw him down. Actually, no, it was that's Kennard Lang, big defensive lineman who thought he had a good grip on him, was going to flip him over, but Rudy Johnson kept those legs motoring and picked up 4 or 5 yards.
Rudy with a season high 132 yards. They're going to line him up as a wideout here on 2nd down and 7. Palmer drops and throws far sideline. Houshmandzadeh. 53 yards.
Wow, we are seeing a lot of guys step up and make plays today. Houshmandzadeh, 2 touchdowns today. I think probably his first couple of the season. But he's playing football. He wants that football when it's up in the air, and Carson Palmer's giving him a chance to make plays. Another great job by the Bengals of answering the Browns, who tried to make it a ball game again, and Cincinnati says, hey, you know what? We can still throw the ball too.
Extra point by Graham. And just hugs that left upright. Houshmandzadeh fighting, grabbing, running for his second touchdown. 53 yards, 34-20. Busy day, Paul Brown Stadium. 3 plays, 72 yards. Houshmandzadeh, 53-yard reception. And how about Palmer? First career 4-touchdown game. Here we go again, another kickoff. And Jackson, or is that Alston? Yeah, Alston will take it up the middle to the 42-yard line. But a flag is down. Steve, you realize that we had 2 touchdowns first 3 minutes of the first quarter. We start the third quarter, 2 touchdowns first 3 minutes.
This is great. I'm an offensive guy, so I love seeing the ball in the air, touchdowns being scored. It's fun.
Here's Ron Winter.
Offside, number 37 of the kicking team. Cleveland has elected the option to add 5 yards to the end of the run. First down.
Oh, well, let's go back and look at this great individual effort by T.J. Houshmandzadeh on this play. The ball a little bit underthrown, but you know what? Carson Palmer, one of the big rules for a quarterback is to give your receivers a chance to make a play. Houshmandzadeh, big, strong, went after that football. A great individual effort to give Carson Palmer his 4th touchdown of the day.
Steve, good elevation by TJ. Only 6'1", looked like he was about 6'4".
He went up after that ball.
Holcomb wants to throw on first down, and it's caught. Northcutt. Same play we saw in the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, it's just not, I think it's going to be this way to the end of the game, Craig. You're going to see each of these teams not afraid to open it up, not afraid to attack. Let these players step up and make some plays.
A pickup of 21 yards. at the 32, 1st and 10.
We're getting a lot of action. Dennis Northcote's a guy that Kelly Holcomb feels good about. They're giving him a chance to make plays today.
2 wide receiver set on 1st and 10. Underneath. Trying to go a little man-to-man with the linebackers, and Antonio Bryant picks up about 8 yards. And this Thanksgiving weekend, all of us here at CBS, we'd like to wish you a happy holiday. Thank you for making CBS America's most watched network. Hope you had plenty of turkey and all the trimmings.
I had too much turkey, Craig. I wish I could wear it as well as you do.
I hide it well. 2nd down and 5. William Green, stop and go inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23. Down a couple of touchdowns, and if it's going to be a ping pong match, I mean, you can't trade a touchdown and then get, settle for a field goal.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to trade touchdowns, don't you?
You got to get 7 points here. But you know what? I want to talk Thanksgiving though. It's not. If it was just a turkey, I'd be fine. It's the rest of this stuff that gets me, it gets all of us. But yeah, Cleveland has to answer with a touchdown to try and show they're not going anywhere.
3rd down and 1. I formation. Holcomb under center. Play action to the tight end. Hayden just a little bit high.
That was almost the same exact play that they scored the touchdown with on the other side of the field. Same kind of play action. That ball just got away from Kelly Holcomb a little bit.
All right, 4th and 1. No question, you go for it?
They got to go for it. I mean, what the heck? They really, literally have nothing to lose. Butch Davis knows it. He's got to be aggressive. Try and make a play.
On the season, Cleveland 3 of 6 on 4th down conversions. This will be 4th and 1. Crowd is up at Paul Brown Stadium. The lone back, William Green. Holcomb throws, slam, caught inside the 10 by Shea, and a 1st down for Cleveland.
That was a really good play call by Terry Robisky of the Cleveland Browns. You flex out your tight end Aaron Shea, who's got the ability to get out there and match up. He saw the matchup on the safety. You had Rogers Beckett out there. That's what the quarterback's looking for. If you get a man-to-man look, you give your tight end a chance to make that play. Good throw and catch by the Browns.
A gain of 14. Hayden and Shea doing a nice job combo playing at tight end. Of course, Winslow, their #1 pick, out early this season. Not much for Green. They will mark him at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. It'll be 2nd down. And goal at the 9.
That's an interesting thing. Going back to that play with Aaron Shea, a lot of people don't understand why you flex a tight end out, why you flex a running back out. Because as a quarterback, when those guys come to the line of scrimmage, you watch and see who walks out on that guy. If it's a safety or a linebacker, you know it's man-to-man. That tells you where you're going with the football. If it's a cornerback, you know you got to go somewhere else because it's zone coverage.
2nd down and goal, 7th play of this drive. Green on the wing, pressure, Holcomb steps up and throws. Oh, Bryant, touchdown, Cleveland.
Great poise by Kelly Holcomb. He had Brian Simmons coming scot-free right in his face. Gave a little pump fake. Simmons went over the top of him. And Kelly stood in there and made a good throw to Antonio Bryant. I also like the fact that Kelly Holcomb is not afraid to go back to Antonio Bryant after coughing the ball up there at the end of the 1st half. He's saying, these guys got to make plays for me. He's giving them a chance.
And the 1st touchdown of the season for Antonio Bryant. 1st touchdown as a Cleveland Brown, of course, coming over in October from Dallas for Quincy Morgan. And by the way, 1st touchdown reception by a wideout in 20 quarters for Cleveland.
Oh, 5 games.
Snap is down, the kick is away, and we got ourselves another 7-point ball game with 8:35 to go in this 3rd quarter. Holcomb off the bench for Jeff Garcia, and he finds Antonio Bryant. The touchdown by Cincinnati, 7 plays, 53 yards, and the key play was Shea's 14-yard reception on Butch Davis's decision to go on the 4th down try.
That's exactly right. Players stepping up, making plays.
Short kick. Kenny Watson with a head of steam, puts it up the middle. Good field position again for Cincinnati. They will mark him at the 42.
You know, we got two teams that are pretty good on defense here. I wonder if we're going to see any before this game ends.
Has broken through in Cincinnati, and there's plenty of scores that have broken up onto the scoreboard. 34-27 in a shootout between Cincinnati and Cleveland. The guys in white to the 45-yard line. That's Andre Davis, the middle linebacker, number 54. A couple of trainers on the field. We'll take a break as they look at Andre.
The play and doesn't even see it, but you can see right there, Tony Stewart gets rolled up right on that left knee, and when it rains, it pours for the Cleveland Browns. The last thing Butch Davis and his team need is to lose a leader, a playmaker, a player like Andre Davis. They've been decimated by injuries already this year. They need this guy in the field, and we can only hope that it's not as serious as it might look right now.
Yeah, Steve, 12 players already placed on the injured list. You hope it's not 13. Back to action. Palmer hooks up with Chad Johnson. Short gain as he's cut down at the 49-yard line. They'll pick up a 3.
And Cleveland, Cincinnati comes right out, throwing the football again. Look at that, 164 yards rushing. We're halfway through the third quarter. Very impressive offensive game, both sides of the ball.
Carson Palmer's gone the distance. There was some doubt early with the back spasms that he suffered in practice on Thursday. Had some early pick problems, but he has loosened up, and this time he pitches it to Rudy Johnson. And Rudy past the 40 to the 36-yard line. Check that, Watson is in. Kenny Watson giving Rudy a little break.
Very well designed play. You put Carson Palmer back in the shotgun. They just crack down with everybody. Pull big Levi Jones around the outside. Kenny Watson very quick on the outside. You could see he's kind of a scat back type of guy. Got around that corner. Good play call, right time. Worked out for a big gain for him.
Watson usually walks in for in passing situations. That's only his 15th carry of the season. Flea flicker. Palmer throws complete. Houshmandzadeh has been the ace in the hole today.
Yeah, he's going to become a household name after today, I think. And very good athletic play by Carson Palmer. You see him setting up in the pocket. Robert Griffith sniffed it out pretty good, and he's going to make that play 9 times out of 10. But Carson Palmer had the presence to get outside, make him miss, and the strength to get the ball about 30 yards up the field to Houshmandzadeh.
3 catches for TJ, 76 yards, and 2 of those 3 grabs have gone for touchdowns. Chad Johnson inside the 10. That boy tried to strip that ball away, but he is down at the 8-yard line.
And I'll tell you, I'm impressed by Anthony Henry. There aren't many guys that in the open field can bring Chad Johnson down one-on-one like that. And Anthony Henry not only brought him down, but he got up in his face a little bit.
Yeah, Chad's limping, so is Anthony Henry.
Yeah, they both are. I think Chad just got a little stumble. He got a little bit, look at that right knee. Yep, he got that torqued a little bit.
So Johnson will have that check down on the sideline. 8 catches for Chad Johnson, 97 yards and a touchdown. On the ground, Rudy Johnson is slammed and pushed back.
Boy.
Okay. No gain. They'll mark him at the 9.
Robert Griffith hit Rudy Johnson with some serious authority on that play. That was a veteran standing up and saying, you know what? I am going to try and make a difference out here, and I am going to get you on the ground. You will not get in the end zone. Great, strong football play by Robert Griffith.
Under 5 minutes left. 3rd down and 1. At the 6.5-yard line. Rudy slicing. Touchdown! Cincinnati.
And they're just making it look too easy right now. They are not having any real negative plays. Cleveland is playing very aggressively. They're trying to force the action, but it just seems like Cincinnati's got a good feel for what's going on every play.
Good blocking up front, especially by Braham, the center, Steinbach, the left guard. And the extra point to come by Graham. He has been busy today. There's a flag movement by the Browns on the corner.
Did you know, Craig, that is literally the first rushing touchdown of the day today? How many points have been scored? 67 points all through the air, or 60 all through the air. Finally, this one.
On infraction, defense number 25. Cincinnati has elected the option to penalize on the kickoff.
So they'll mark off the penalty on the kickoff. And Graham will concentrate again for the extra point. Low snap. Kick is away. And good. Rudy Johnson weaving, stumbling his way in for 6 more. We'll be back to Cincinnati. On the bench, taking a breather, 7-yard touchdown run, 144 yards on the day. He is 9 yards away to hit the 1,000 mark on the season. We'll keep you posted as that mark gets closer.
I just really like the way that kid runs the football. I like the way he acts after he scores too. He acts like he's been there before.
Alston inside the 10. Alston pushes the pile to the 32-yard line. Boy, a lot of offense on this field today. And speaking of offense, Mr. Offense. Here's the poll question. NFL.com poll. Will Peyton Manning break Dan Marino's NFL season record of 48 touchdown passes? You have 2 options, yes and yes. Cast your vote at NFL.com.
And the only reason Peyton Manning won't break it today is because he was at the CBS studio, at the NFL Today, helping out in studio with us. But I'll tell you what, unless Dan Marino tripped him on the way out the door today, Peyton's going to break that at some point over the next few weeks.
There are reports out of New York that Dan and Peyton got in. I don't know what happened.
I heard that Dan had been talking to some of his boys to kind of be waiting outside for Peyton.
Can the Browns respond? Holcomb, Bryant, yes, to the 45-yard line. Clock continues to roll past the 4:20 mark. Kelly Holcomb has not started a football game in nearly a year. Last week he had to come in on relief against the Jets because Garcia was hurt with the sprained shoulder. 4 of 10 for 32 yards today. He's been masterful.
He has been very masterful. He looks very much in control, which is what their coaching staff and Kelly Holcomb told us with a week to prepare. He is very comfortable in this offense, and he looks like it out there.
This quarter, he's 7 of 8 for 122 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He wants more. Holcomb, deep ball, has a man. Bryant, down the sideline, touchdown.
What can you say? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen more big plays in a football game than I'm seeing here today. This is ridiculous.
Back-to-back touchdown tosses from Holcomb to Bryant. And boy, welcome to Cleveland, huh?
And just a really good play call. Classic, one of my all-time favorite plays in football. Good hard play action, guys running across the field both ways, let the quarterback make the right read, and it wasn't very hard that time. Nobody went with Antonio Bryant.
Now, you asked the question about defense. Both these teams sport a pretty good defensive front, linebacker, secondary, but today it's been a scoring fest.
Yeah, you've got 2 defensive coaches, 2 teams that pride themselves on good physical defense, but man, it is the offense that's showing up today. I mean, you look at this play, good hard play action. Everybody sells it. Kelly Holcomb, you can see players crisscrossing all over the place. Nobody ran with Antonio Bryant, and I don't understand that. These defensive backs, every team in the league has this play in their playbook. They practice it a lot, but they must have had a key. They must have seen something that would have given them a shot to make this play work, and it came up at the right time for them.
Let me give you Holcomb's numbers. Now, this is this quarter only. Remind you, 3:39 left. And Steve, you should know, 8 of 9, 177 yards, not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdown throws.
Yeah, that's over 20 yards per completion in this quarter alone. 3 touchdowns. That's a good day for a lot of guys, although you won't see that many yards and that many touchdowns on 9 pass attempts. And Marvin Lewis has got to be, I'm surprised we don't see smoke coming out of his ears right now. Look at those numbers. 8 touchdown passes on the day. You got 4 for Holcomb and 4 for Carson Palmer right there. 2 very strong, solid days for both of these guys. And we got a lot of football left.
Oh, over 18 minutes left. Browns kick away. Short on the kick. Russell at the 7. Russell is just dropped at the 25, and it may be a while before he can get up. Barry Gardner, number 55, middle linebacker, putting the helmet on Russell.
Boy, that hurt from up here. You're going to see some pop. Look at that. Whoa. That head just snapped. And Russell, I guarantee you, is wondering where he is right now. Had no idea where that was coming from. And he's saying, is it worth playing on Sundays to take shots like that?
I think the question is, what day is it?
Oh.
1st and 10. Cincinnati on top of Cleveland, 41-34. It's back and forth. Carson rolls out, throws incomplete to the fullback. And for an update on Jacksonville, Minnesota, the man who gained ball.
We are seeing what may be the breakout game for TJ Houshmandzadeh. He's made a lot of plays all day long. It looks like he's getting more and more confident, and it also looks like the Bengals were planning on trying to find a way to get him particularly involved this week. And if they can establish him, that'll make Chad Johnson, Rudy Johnson, Carson Palmer, this whole offense that much better.
3rd and short. Cincinnati 4 of 6 on 3rd down today. Under 3 minutes left. They go to the money man, Rudy Johnson, 1st down. You know, going back to TJ Houshmandzadeh, of course, the all-name team, but you know what? I'm always impressed when you look at players taken in the 2nd and 3rd round. You expect great things, but Steve, there's a 7th rounder taken back in 2001 from Oregon State.
Right, and you don't expect to see that, but every once in a while you'll find a diamond in the rough, and TJ Houshmandzadeh today may be coming into his own. You know, you can only hope for his sake that this is his opportunity to really make a name for himself in this league.
Rudy Johnson again will not go down. Picks up 7, 8 yards. And for an update on Tennessee and Houston, back to New York. And here's Greg. Again, Steve Berline, how good can he be?
I think David Carr is a real deal. I think he's still going to got some growing pains to go through, but his development, they've been very happy with. He's going to be a great quarterback for a lot of years to come.
2nd down and short. And a tough grab, but guess who? TJ Houshmandzadeh. There he is, over 1,000, 240 carries, 1,004 yards on the season, 4.2 average to go with 6 touchdowns. He came in today with 847 yards.
He came into the day right there, and also he came into the day as the guy in the National Football League. Only 3 guys have carried the ball more times than him this year. Steven Alexander, Curtis Martin, and Clinton Portis. They are gonna feed the football to Rudy Johnson the rest of this season. I meant Sean Alexander. That's Seattle.
Play clock runs down to 2. Here he comes, 32. Spinning, flags late, tossed in on that pile at the 40-yard line.
I don't know if there are any more flags to be thrown on the field than were thrown right there on that play.
Face mask in that pile. Let's see. Ron Winter.
Personal foul. That's for the face mask. Defense number 61. 15-yard penalty. And a 1st down.
That's Gerard Warren, the left tackle.
Just look at this physical play. The Rudy Johnson is hitting these holes hard. He's running with force, and there's Gerard Warren getting nothing but the face mask. And you know what? That's the way people get hurt, and that's why Rudy Johnson and NFL players need to do all the things they do to keep their bodies as healthy as they possibly can, because your body literally was not made to play football and be put in positions that your body is put in.
Houshmandzadeh in motion. First and 10 of the 25-yard line. Quick hit, near side. Walter, 83, the wideout, makes the grab inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
And I really like what I see in Carson Palmer. He's taking control out there. He's giving his receivers signals. He's seeing the soft corners. He's reading things, making good, quick decisions. He looks decisive. He's developing very nicely today.
That ends the third quarter, and I would say don't go anywhere. Buckle up, Cincinnati. Well, follow along here. First quarter, you see Cleveland 10, Cincinnati 14, then 3 and 13, 21 and 14. What will the fourth quarter hold? Mind you, today's point total, new record between these two in the rivalry. The previous record back on December 12th of '99, they scored 72 between the two teams.
Today we're at 75 through 3 quarters.
And counting. Yeah.
Yep.
They were able to spread out Rudy Johnson. Good pursuit by Cleveland's defense, especially those linebackers.
I think one of the things that's hurt Cleveland today in stopping Rudy Johnson is they're underestimating his strength and his ability to rip through tackles. They're coming in very aggressive, coming in high, trying to rip his head off, but they don't know that he went to the chiropractor and went to get the massage, and he can handle that, and he's got the legs to rip through that stuff right back at him.
He heads to the sideline for a quick break. Play action. Palmer sets up and throws, incomplete. Maybe a little bit behind Kelly Washington up on the left shoulder pad. That brings up 4th down and 3.
That was a little bit behind Kelly Washington, but Kelly Washington has to make that play. You can't expect the quarterback to put the ball right on the money every single time. Receivers are paid to make those catches, and I think Kelly Washington knows that.
7, who you got?
Field goal try for Graham. He's already made 2 of 21-32, and this will be a 36-yard attempt.
Well, I'll tell you, Cleveland might consider this a success if they can just hold him to 3 points.
Snap, the kick is away, has the distance, and good. Cincinnati builds a 10-point lead, 44-34. We'll be back. Cincinnati scoring drive, 10 plays, 57 yards. Graham, 36-yard field goal. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Battle of Ohio continues. We're into the fourth quarter. Good kick, no return, takes a bounce, and will be downed. So no return for Alston, and Cleveland will start at their own 20-yard line. Well, boy, what must Butch Davis be thinking? The pressure, the 4-game losing streak, the talk of being done.
His imminent demise.
Yeah. You know, we had a great conversation with him yesterday. He says, you know what, I could be fired Monday, I could coach 10 more years here. He does not know. Holcomb steps, throws, fires, has a man, look at that! Hayden, the tight end, at midfield.
You know, you sit there and you say, okay, now Cleveland's got to go 80 yards because of the touchback on the kick. Well, that'll just be probably 4 plays for him to go 80 yards. The way they're playing right now, Kelly Holcomb, everything he's doing is right now. The plays are coming up. Terry Robisky and the Cleveland Browns coaching staff have a good feel for what they're expecting out of Cincinnati because everything's coming up just the way they draw it up right now.
30-yard pass play. They go to the far side, and Northcutt stops the clock short of the first down at about the 44-yard line. You know, Steve, when you look at the replays from above, it looks that the field is wide open in the middle part of that field for Holcomb.
It really seems as though neither one of these defenses can really put their finger on what the offenses are trying to do. So they're creating the kind of looks that they want to create, and the defenses are falling right into it for them.
Flag is down before the snap. This is going to go against the Browns.
Full start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, so instead of 2nd and 4, 2nd down 9 at the 49. of Cincinnati. And again, movement. Well, you got a couple of players pointing at one another. Hayden jumped. Was he drawn?
Offense number 82.
All right.
5-yard penalty.
Now going back to Butch, you got two back-to-back procedure calls.
Right.
And this is what, week 12?
Week 12, their 11th game, week 12, yeah. And sure, it's loud here, but hey, we're pros, and you got to keep your poise. You know, you were at second 4, now you're at second 14.
And down 10, under 13 minutes left. Holcomb under pressure, throws. He finds Antonio Bryant. And that second effort nearly gets it all back to the 41-yard line. That will bring up a 3rd and short. Got an injured Bengal. That's Brian Simmons, the fine linebacker, former #1 pick out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
He's up. Will step aside with 12:29 left in Cincinnati. Paul Brown Stadium on their feet. Big 3rd down and 1 for the Cleveland Browns and Butch Davis. They hand it off to Green. He'll pick up 3 first down, fresh downs at the 36.
A good, strong, physical run by the Cleveland Browns. They got good movement up front. William Green was very decisive and took this ball right up in there, moved the pile, picked up 3 or 4 yards. Real good statement play by the Cleveland Browns.
Add those 2 numbers up. 297 yards of total offense. 297. 797.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I can't add.
Yeah, 797. That's a good day offensively. Terrible day defensively.
1st and 10. Holcomb, the quick throw. And the catch by the tight end, Shea. Inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. And another first down for Butch Davis and the Browns. And that is over 800 yards of offense.
That puts it up over. You know what that was, Craig, right there? That was another great read by Kelly Holcomb. He saw the blitz coming. He knew he was hot. Aaron Shea did a great job of feeling it, giving Kelly Holcomb a chance to put the ball on him. And I tell you, Butch Davis, if he is coaching this team next week, he's going to have a decision to make. Kelly Holcomb looks very comfortable out there, and this offense has responded to him.
Holcomb, play action, end zone, bump, flag. Yep, down goes Hayden, the tight end. It's amazing how they have used the tight ends in this game today. You know all the talk about Kellen Winslow, the great #1 pick, injured early, and now they've been able to do the combo package between Hayden and Shea.
Defense number 59. Because the foul occurred in the end zone by rule, the ball is placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
That's whistled against the rookie from Purdue, Landon Johnson.
Yeah, you're going to see Hayden. I think he does a good flop imitation, their little Vlade Divac flop when somebody bumps into him. But there was contact, and they got the call, no doubt about it.
What do you bet they punch it with William Green? They do. Off the right side, dives in, touchdown. Back and forth we go.
Wow. Where it stops, nobody knows. I tell you this, as long as there's time on the clock, there's going to be fireworks out here in this field. That has been established, I think. Another player down for the Bengals. Big Dwayne Clemens.
Yeah, number 92, 9 years out of Cal. He's been a sack machine during his NFL career, 46.5 career sacks.
Yeah, and he's getting better with age. The more experience he gets, the better he plays. And he's really been playing some good football the last few weeks. Part of our marquee matchup today. But I'll tell you what, there just haven't been a lot of plays made by either defense. See exactly what happened to him here. I think he just got caught somewhere in the bottom of that pile. It's amazing when you think about what the body goes through out there on the football field. These guys are so big and so strong, and they're just throwing their bodies all over the place. It's a real testament to how tough these guys are.
Clemens, 6'5", 275. William Green on the bench after the 1-yard plunge. The extra point now to come by Phil Dawson. He can cut the lead down to 3. And he splits the uprights and a lot of time left. 10:51 to go. Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Green caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown run. 6 plays, Steve, 80 yards. They go 80 with no return after the kick. And Green having himself quite a day.
I think Cleveland's disappointed. It took him 6 plays to get those 80 yards.
Not 5 or 4, huh?
Yeah, not the way it's been most of the day.
Cliff Russell inside the 5. At the 20. Heads to the outside at the 30. Russell breaks the tackle at the 40. A flag is down. And Russell out of bounds at the 42-yard line. I'm sorry, Houshmandzadeh. So as hot as Houshmandzadeh's been, they're going to throw him in there.
Yeah, let him. I mean, everything he's touched is turning to gold today. Give him a kick.
Flag on that far sideline.
2 fouls on the play. During the return, holding number 83 of the return team. That penalty is declined. Also during the return, holding number 33 of the return team. That foul is penalized half the distance to the goal. Pardon me, 10 yards. First down.
And that
yards per play. NFL average 5.2. We're at 8.6 and 9.0 for these two teams.
Carson Palmer back to work. Good protection. Throws downfield. Caught and kicked. Picked off. Gardner. Rumbling. Close. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. We've seen it all.
You know, what can you say about that? That ball, we'll look at it again. There's a player hurt on the field right now. Don't know who it is.
Injured player 84 for Cincinnati, TJ Houshmandzadeh.
And here's my thoughts on this play. Chad Johnson was so wide open. Carson Palmer floats this ball in there, and Chad Johnson saying someone's going to hit me if this ball doesn't get to me. And he tried to go out and be a little too aggressive. The ball pops out right into the hands of Barry Gardner. And now Cleveland is in a position to take over this ball game, to take the lead. That's a catch that Chad Johnson has to make, but I guarantee you he wasn't expecting the ball to hang in the air as long as it did.
3 trainers on site for Houshmandzadeh. By the way, Gardner with his first career interception out of Northwestern. They picked him up as an unrestricted free agent, Steve, from Philadelphia last year. Boy, some words now being tossed about as you saw TJ having some words with the Browns across the field.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little upset. Someone might have taken what he thought was a cheap shot at him on that play. He's definitely a little bit woozy.
What an afternoon on this field. 10:29 left, fourth quarter. And after the pick by Gardner, it puts Cleveland right on the front porch. And an opportunity to take the lead in this game, or at least come away with a 44-all tie.
You know, it really is amazing because Chad Johnson was so wide open on that play. It should have been a big play for Cincinnati. It turns out completely swinging toward the Cleveland Browns. First and goal inside the 2-yard line.
Well, last time they went with William Green, and up and over he went. First and goal just inside the 2. Holcomb under center. Play action to the end zone. Touchdown.
And of course it's another one for the touchdown maker.
It's Hayden for his third catch.
Third of the day.
For 6 today.
Oh.
A little delay on the call to make sure that Hayden had possession on the back line of that end zone.
Yep, a good job of Kelly Holcomb finding a way to get that ball up high to his big tight end. Great catch, way to squeeze the ball, big man. You're becoming a machine down there.
Extra point by Dawson. And he boots it up and through. And the scoring fest continues. 48-44 Cleveland. Holcomb with 5 touchdown tosses. Look at today, you get your money's worth. Cleveland 1 play, 1 yard. Hayden with his 3rd touchdown reception of the day.
Look at that, 92 points today. That's the most points scored in the NFL this season. And also, I think it's the most points ever in combined
Browns
points
history.
in Cleveland Browns history. I know Cincinnati's can't be much higher than 92 points.
Short kick taken by the up man. And he's rumbling to the 40-yard line.
Now look at this guy. They're going to start calling Steve Hayden the touchdown maker. He's making it look easy. He had 1 touchdown coming into the season, I think. If that, now he's got 3 today. Showing athletic ability on the first one. This one showing he's willing to take a hit, make the catch. And then the 3rd one right here, going up, squeezing the ball. Saying, Kelly, just put it up somewhere, let me go make a play. The kid's making a name for himself today.
You saw 6 grabs, 3 of those 6 touchdowns. Rudy Johnson tossed for a loss.
And that might be the first time today that Rudy Johnson's been tossed for a loss.
A loss of 3. 21 carries, 165 yards. There's Marvin Lewis. Now, after the loss against Pittsburgh last week, he's trying to change the attitude with this club. He told his players, don't be afraid to be great.
That's been his theme, and he just can't seem to get him to buy into it.
Now down by 4, but trying to work their way back, and Chad Johnson hit hard, lost the top.
He did lose the top, but on that note about Marvin Lewis, he said, don't be afraid to be great. Don't be afraid defensively to shut teams out. Obviously, that's not going to happen today, but don't be afraid offensively to go out and score 40, 50, 60 points in a game. It looks like the offense took it to heart today. They're going to need that many to win, it looks like, but he's going to get this thing turned, and these players are really buying into it. Eventually, they'll start believing in it, and it'll start clicking and showing up for them on Sundays.
Steve, I get a feeling the first one to 60 wins this game. Palmer throws, it's caught, and another grab by Chad Johnson.
Now, unless there's time on the clock. But there's Chad Johnson. He's been a little bit silent lately because Houshmandzadeh's been making all the plays, but he's back now, 2 straight catches. The guy knows what to do with the football. I think it's widely known and widely respected throughout the league. This guy is as talented a receiver as there is in the NFL.
That was his 10th catch, Steve, 117 yards. Matched that with his first performance against his team back in October. 3 catches for 37. Out of the backfield comes Jeremy Johnson, the fullback. That's what he likes to do. Not a runner. They like to toss that ball to him, and that's his 13th reception of the season.
Yeah. Jeremy Johnson's role on this team is to open up lanes for Rudy Johnson, but they got to throw him a bone every once in a while. Today, 463 total yards for the Cincinnati Bengals.
2nd down and 8, under 8 minutes left to play. Rudy gets the call. Plows his way to the 35.5.
And another good, solid physical run by Rudy Johnson and the Cincinnati Bengals. They're managing to keep the 3rd down situations pretty darn short yardage like. This one is 3rd and about 1.5. Big play for the Cleveland Browns defense to step up and try and show they want to save Coach Butch Davis's job here with a big victory.
Cincinnati 6 of 9 on 3rd down opportunities. Stiff arm, blitz Rudy down the sideline, 20, 15, 10. Spins out of the tackle to the 7-yard line. Come on.
And that's going to put Rudy up there right around 200 yards. Another great run, and look at the way the guy uses his body, uses his hands. You think he's going to run out of bounds right here, but he says, no, I'm going to spin back inside, make another guy miss. pick up 3 or 4 more yards.
A career high. You're close, Steve Berline. 199 yards for Rudy on 23 carries. First and goal at the 7-yard line. The bread and butter man slides. Touchdown! Cincinnati!
What in the world can you say?
You know, if you're not here, you couldn't believe it.
It's just looking, this game, it's not that easy to score points in the NFL. And I'll tell you, these offenses better enjoy it while they can today, and it looks like they are, because there just are not many days that happen like this for one team, much less both teams.
The extra point to come. And here's Shane Graham once again. 6:29 left. In an absolute thriller at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And the extra point finds its way through. 51-48 Cincinnati.
What is this, the NBA?
That's a halftime score.
Jeez.
Sometimes it's a third-quarter score.
That's right.
And that's just the power of Rudy Johnson. 5'10", 220, gets low, squares up those pads, and in he goes.
You see him getting behind Willie Anderson and Bobby Williams, Rich Bram. All these guys have done a great job controlling that line of scrimmage and giving Rudy Johnson a lane to get up in there. And then he is strong enough and physical enough, if you give him a crease, he's going to rip through a few tackles, and he's going to get whatever there is to get on a play.
7 plays, 60 yards. 3:46, Steve, off the clock. And a 7-yard touchdown run by Rudy Johnson.
Yeah, dang it. You know, it took him 7 plays that time, too. They're starting to, they're slacking off a little bit here, I think.
Rudy Johnson, 206 yards rushing on 24 carries.
And the Bengals have tied their all-time.
We're back.
I'm sorry. Bengals are 51 points right now, and if they can somehow find a way to score 10 more points, they'll tie their all-time franchise record. And the way this game's going, there's, what, 6.5 minutes left. It just might happen today.
I'm telling you, first one to 60, and where has been that defense? By the way, Rudy Johnson's performance today of 206 yards is the 4th best single-game rushing record in Cincinnati history. Alston, big hole, breaks the tackle, spins to the 36-yard line.
You know, what can you say about this kid, Rudy Johnson? He has shown us time and time again today, but if you watch the film, he shows up every week when he's given the opportunity. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, he's got incredible vision. He rips through tackles. And I think his offensive lineman would tell us that they know if they block the plays properly, he's going to hit the ball up in there where it's supposed to go, and he's going to get what he's supposed to get, and probably a little bit more every time he touches the football.
Good point. 4-year pro out of Auburn. A 4th-round pick back in 2001. Can Kelly Holcomb bring him back one more time? Over the middle to the tight end. Hiding the catch, but a flag is down back at the 30-yard line.
And you can see the desperation on behalf of the Cincinnati defense. They are trying everything they can do.
Illegal motion. Offense number 42. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That wipes out a 20-yard pickup on the tight end Hayden.
In Cincinnati, I was saying they came up and came with a 3-man blitz. They were rushing 6, 7 guys, trying to do something to shake up Kelly Holcomb in this offense. And the only reason it worked was because somebody jumped off sides on the Cleveland Browns offense.
That was the 11th flag thrown against the Browns. Now 77 yards marked off. Coming up on 6 minutes. 1st and 15. 51-48. Bengals and Browns going at it today. Battle of Ohio. Holcomb steps up and throws. Antonio Bryant on a pivot to the 41-yard line. He'll pick up 5 plus 6 more. That brings up 2nd down and call it 4.
I'm just speechless as to how these guys are getting open like they're getting open, and the decision making that Kelly Holcomb's making. pretty darn impressive.
Under 5.5 minutes left. Holcomb under center, wants to throw again. Up in that pocket, hit the official. Oh man, collision right there at the 40 with the man in stripes. That was Antonio Bryant.
And that's going to happen once in a while. You get mad at those guys out there in the stripes. If you want to be an official, you might want to think twice about it. Look at this. Oh, I'll tell you, at least he got his head down. I guarantee you those eyes were closed too. He was hoping he'd get away with it, but not to be. Glad to see he's up and standing though.
Big 3rd down and 4. Crowd on their feet in Cincinnati. Cleveland 3 of 9 on 3rd down opportunities. Holcomb with the long snap count. Pressure. They pick up the blitz. But not the corner, and Holcomb goes down. Robert Gathers, the rookie from Georgia, finds his way into that Cleveland backfield.
And you'll see Robert Gathers up on the top of your screen. Just runs right around the corner. That was Joaquin Gonzalez. He was in our marquee matchup. Young replacement right tackle for Ryan Tucker. Got beat off the ball by Robert Gathers. A little bit loud. Maybe Joaquin Gonzalez did not hear the snap count, and he was at a disadvantage right from the snap.
You know, William Green stepped up to fill up the middle, but they came off the edge. And down goes Holcomb. The punt by Frost. Bouncing out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Well, you know, on that play, they had a man for everybody, but Joaquin Gonzalez just got beat. That's the bottom line, and Kelly Holcomb paid the price for it.
Took a couple of hard shots in this football game earlier on that right shoulder, you remember.
Yep. I still believe that right shoulder is hurting him a little bit.
NFL history, here it is. 99 today, the most combined points back in 1966. Washington and the New York Giants put up 113.
So we need 2 more touchdowns, huh?
A lot of time. 4:41 to go.
That's right. This ball game is not taking long to move 70, 80 yards.
Cincinnati will try to run some clock here with 4:41 to go. Carson Palmer hands the ball off. And it's been Rudy most of the day. Rudy Johnson. He'll lose a yard back to the 30. Of course, incredible game here. No telling what's coming up. Doubleheader day here on CBS. Most of you will see Baltimore, New England. Some will see the Dolphins, the struggling Dolphins against the struggling 49ers. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
That Baltimore-New England game is going to be about it. You got 2 physical football teams with a lot at stake.
2nd down 11. Again. How about that? Cleveland's defense all of a sudden flexing some muscle as Lane comes in. Kennard Lang, the right end.
And the Cincinnati Bengals have picked a bad time to start missing blocks up front and allowing penetration. That was, no one even got a hat on Kennard Lane, I don't think. It wasn't anything spectacular that he did, except going with his reads, going with his keys. No one got a finger on him.
You know, see, if we watch Butch as he goes up and down the sideline, each player we talked to yesterday said, hey, you know what, practice as usual. We play for this guy. We want him to win. We want to win.
Right. And that was a very common theme yesterday.
To the sideline. They're grabbed by Walter, but well short of the 1st down. So 4th down for Cincinnati. You hear a scattering of boos.
Boy.
As they feel like Cincinnati maybe play a little conservative, huh?
You know what? It's amazing to me, and it just shows the emotions that people have, that fans have during the course of a ball game. They have made so many plays all day long. Marvin Lewis was thinking, you know what? We got 3rd and 13. Our quarterback is playing great, but if we have a turnover, a sack, fumble, we give Cleveland the short field. Let's make them try and drive the field one more time.
Larson with the punt. And Dennis Northcutt tracking it down inside the 15. Off he goes. Good pursuit on that kick coverage. And so the Browns will start at their own 17-yard line. 2:37 left. 52-yard kick and a 2-yard return.
So Kelly Holcomb and company, they know there's a good chance that they're playing for Butch Davis's job here today. It's been a very exciting game, a lot of fireworks out there, but the bottom line is that Cleveland needs to win this ball game. We all understand that. I think Butch Davis will be the first one to tell you he understands that.
Last week they lost a tough game to the Jets 10-7. Next week though they face New England. Then it's on to Buffalo. It doesn't get much easier.
Doesn't get much easier. And it's not foregone that if they don't win this game, it will happen. It's just a real possibility.
Holcomb stands up. Down he goes at the 8-yard line. So all of a sudden, Cleveland's front is a sieve as John Thornton breaks through the left tackle.
Yeah, it's going both ways all of a sudden. Now look, it's like these defenses both woke up all of a sudden. There's penetration. The offenses have been carrying the team for so long. Maybe they're tiring out a little bit. But a good, solid hit by Big John Thornton, letting Kelly Holcomb know that they still want to get to him.
A loss of 7, back to the 9-yard line. Second down, 17. Holcomb, the quick throw to the tight end. They've gone to hiding on that soft middle all day. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Stay tuned, plenty left here in Cincinnati. America's most watched network. Here in Cincinnati, 3rd down and 9 for the Cleveland Browns. From the shotgun is Holcomb. Steps up, throws, caught at the 31. Fresh downs. And Holcomb wants a timeout with 1:51 to go. That was Northcutt with the catch across the middle.
That was a big-time play. Kelly Holcomb trusting Dennis Northcutt to make that catch, and Dennis Northcutt knew exactly how far he had to get to make the conversion. Made a good, tough catch.
They're going to reset the game clock to 1:52. 2 timeouts remaining for Cleveland. 3 should Cincinnati need them. 51-48. The 99 points scored today. Little NFL history. Most in regulation since the merger and the year, Mr. Berline, 1970.
1970, that's a long time. Well, not that long ago, really, but I'll tell you, that 99 points most since the merger. That is an offensive output.
Timeout now called in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, they're first.
Wants to talk, so they burn a timeout. They're going to keep it at 30. Marvin Lewis on the sideline, 2nd year. Last year he had this team at 8-8. Of course, a former assistant head coach, D coordinator at Washington. He was a defensive coordinator for Baltimore in their Super Bowl campaign with Ray Lewis and company. Intensity, I think, is a good way to describe Marvin.
I think so. Look at all these career highs that have been set today. You got Rudy Johnson with 202 rushing yards, Steve Hyden 3 touchdown receptions, Kelly Holcomb and Carson Palmer records for touchdown passes in a game. That doesn't happen in one game very often. I don't think it probably ever has.
1st and 10, Cleveland at the 31-yard line, 1:52 left, 2 timeouts remaining as Holcomb pedals. He looks right. Oh my! Walking in for the touchdown, Deltha O'Neal. They got O'Neal in the trade from Denver. A Pro Bowler back in 2001, reaches out, grabs the heart of the Browns, and runs it back 31 yards.
And Deltha O'Neal always been the kind of cornerback that likes to kind of hang around and look for an opportunity to jump something. That was the first really bad decision that Kelly Holcomb made today. He threw that ball sidearm across the field, almost straight down the line of scrimmage. That ball's in the air a long time for a short gain. Deltha O'Neal made him pay for it.
3rd interception of the season, his 18th of his career, and the extra point is up and good.
Really kind of a careless decision. You'll see Kelly Holcomb, he's looking up the field, he's trying to find somebody open. He kind of just flicks it out there to the right side. Ball hangs. It's just not worth the ball being in the air that long for a 1 or 2 yard gain. And you'll see Butch Davis not very excited about that. He knows what's at stake. He knows what all the talk, all the speculation is. Unfortunately for him and for the Cleveland Browns, Delta O'Neal has got a job to do, and he's making him pay for it. Look at that, 106 points today. It is the second most points in NFL history. That includes overtime games, includes everything. 106 points.
Amazing. And remember, there's still 143 to go.
This game, that's a lot. That's an eternity.
Butch Davis, oh, what he must be thinking.
Yeah.
He had this club back in 2001. They went 7-9. Steve, you remember 2002, they made the playoffs with a 9-7 record. They lost the wild card game to Pittsburgh. In 2003, the slip. They had some cap problems, had to fix them.
They pretty much had to gut the team.
Yeah, 5-11, and now 3-7, looking to go 3-8, or with a miracle, 4-7.
And I'll tell you, if you're measuring a coach by how his team is playing, his team has played hard today, and they've been giving it everything they've got. That's a testament to Butch Davis' ability to get them ready to play.
Absolutely no give up. Alston still trying to work something out. Goes outside. Flags are down. And he is pushed out at the 26-yard line. Couple of flags. One at the 30 and one at the 35. Those came from a long way back.
I think we had a couple former quarterbacks throwing those flags too. Those flags were in the air a long time. I mean, I saw it coming.
I was impressed.
That was very impressive.
Busy day for Ron Winter.
During the return, holding number 59 of the return team. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
And Steve, once again, another flag.
Backwards and out of bounds.
And that's the 12th penalty. 87 yards. Here's what's left. Here's what's left for Cleveland, New England, then at Buffalo, San Diego, who is one of the surprise teams this season in NFL. And it finished with 2 road games. Miami, you know, struggling. Their coach is gone. And Houston, and they won today.
You got those 3 teams, the next 3 games, their record is 20-10. The record of the previous 4 opponents that the Browns have played today, 32-8. So the schedule has not done the Cleveland Browns any favors. They've played the toughest schedule in the league this year.
Holcomb tries to recover after that interception, and he hits Antonio Bryant at the 28-yard line. Time now the problem for the Browns. 1st and 10. Clock under 120. You got to move a little faster. 2 timeouts left for both clubs. Holcomb from the shotgun. Sets it up, throws. It's caught. William Green. And you know, right now, Cincinnati just happy to let him play the middle of the field, let that clock run.
They'll give it to them. They'll make Cleveland use up their timeouts. And the situation Cleveland's going to be in is to get either a field goal or a timeout or a touchdown as quickly as possible. They need 2 scores. So if they get into field goal range, they might go ahead and try and kick the field goal, get those points on the board, come back with the onside kick to try and just get the ball back. Because either way, they need a touchdown and a field goal. You save more time if you get it into field goal range, kick the ball first, then come and get the onside kick, try and throw it into the end zone.
Both coaches walking the sideline. Butch Davis, you saw, came out onto the field. On the other side, of course, Marvin Lewis. And there's the total yards in this game. I'm trying to do my math a little bit better here, but that looks like 922 total yards in this game.
Yep. And the most that Cleveland could put on this drive is 62 more yards, 63 more yards. So unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get to 1,000 today.
On 2nd down, Holcomb, good protection, lofts it up and over the middle. One-hand grab by Jackson. and it's complete at the 43-yard line.
You know, that was a tremendous catch, but it was like the Bengal players just all stood around and...
Defense number 40. Penalties decline. The play result in a first down.
It looked to me like the Cincinnati defensive backs all just kind of stood there and watched Frisman Jackson makes that catch.
The clock stopped as they reset the chains. 1st and 10. Boy, Holcomb and company not going to go down easy. 56 seconds left. Goes to the sideline, incomplete. Antonio Bryant, the intended receiver.
And that was Kim Herring, the safety, coming over across the top and made a good, smart decision, because a lot of times you'll see a safety in that situation come through and blow up a receiver down the sideline. But with his team with a 10-point lead, he understands the worst thing they could do is to get a personal foul right now. Winning the game is the most important thing, especially for Mr. Butch Davis right there.
Well, the next 24 to 48 hours will be interesting as the press, the fans will be covering the Cleveland Browns and the future of Butch Davis. This won't help, and that won't either. Steve, I will say this. It's been a marvelous day for Kelly Holcomb as he came off the bench for Jeff Garcia until the last 2 series.
Timeout.
Yep.
Cleveland. Their third and final team timeout.
Yeah.
Please reset the game clock. 40 seconds.
Kelly was not...
30-second timeout.
Kelly was not ready for that snap. Obviously, he was still motioning his people to move around, and center Jeff Fain thought that Kelly was ready for the snap. Obviously wasn't. You'd expect more out of a Notre Dame guy. Jeff Fain, the center.
4th down, isn't it? 4th down, isn't it?
But now you got third in the pretty much the length of the football field to try and convert this. But they're going to get 2 plays at it because there's no reason to punt.
That brings up 3rd down and 34. And stay tuned. Game 2 of our doubleheader straight ahead. Most of you will see Baltimore, New England, Miami, San Francisco, the Jets down at sunny Arizona, Buffalo playing in the Northwest at Seattle. Check your local listings for the game in your area. There's Garcia, who could be out another week with a shoulder sprain. 3rd down and 34. Kelly Holcomb. Pressure, throws, it's caught. The tight end Shea, and stumbles up to around the 47-yard line.
So Cleveland is out of timeouts. They've got 4th and about 22 yards. Kelly's just going to put it up and hope someone can make a play here.
They need to get to the 33 for fresh downs, but the clock, the biggest enemy. They throw underneath, and that's it. Shea, the catch, well short of the 1st down, and the final seconds will tick down. And Butch Davis, did he take those headsets off for the final time?
Well, that'll be something the whole NFL community will be watching. And only one person knows that right now, and that's the man making the decision. Mr. Lerner, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, Randy Lerner. But I'll tell you, what an entertaining game. And both these teams played hard all the way to the end. I think Marvin Lewis and the Cincinnati Bengals will be counting their blessings when they walk back in that locker room and realize they found a way to win this ball game.
So a game to remember in Cincinnati. Carson Palmer takes a knee. The final seconds tick down. Wow, 58-48 the final. Stay tuned. Game 2 of the doubleheader here on CBS. After this on CBS.